Hello, people. Welcome to the stream. Most of you know me. I am the Salty Hyena, and with me today we have our community manager, Kyro. Say hello, Kyro.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Good to have you, bro. First off, let's just say this immediately. For those of you who want to play, send a friend request to pilot ID 9571. That's Kyro 9571. Because Kyro is going to be organizing the squads and the games today, and it will make his job a lot easier if you just send him a friend request. If you're not sure how to do that, I'm gonna do it as well right now. There we go. And hello to all you guys in the chat. Long time no see. Hyperion. I'd like to do music requests, but then I'll get copyright strikes. I need to use copyright-free music, so I'm subscribing to this service from a record label called Chill Hop Music. That's what we're listening to now. Epic Monolith, you big goofball, you. Kyro, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I'm just checking the chat, making sure everyone's good. I've already got a few in.
Yeah, I got worried there for a second.
Nah, we're good.
Maybe I'll use this exciting downtime to rename myself.
Also, guys, remember, you won't really have to set any hanger subs right now because we'll be using the developer hanger feature. So everything's already set up for you guys. You'll just have to join the custom game mode and you're all good.
And this is one of the new features of this update. Being able to do custom games with pre-made hangers.
Yeah, so it's 3 options in total. You can either just use the normal hangers like we already have in live. You can copy the host hanger, so whoever's hosting the match, you basically can have everyone use their hanger. Or you can use one set up by the developers like me, where everything's pre-configured and any match that's running on custom game mode can copy it.
Yeah, that's interesting. We've played around with it like a tiny bit, but now is kind of when we're going to be able to see how it's working or how it's intended to work.
Right.
You want to say anything about how often you imagine this developer hanger changing?
Really, it kind of depends on whenever we're active. You know, if I'm around messing around with the features or we're running events, usually it'd probably be like maybe once, twice, maybe 3 times a month it'll be changing. It won't be too often because sometimes, you know, the EC is still an issue for me where, you know, I can't always modify it, so I have to message Sergi to get it fixed. But same time, it should be, by the time it's in live, it'll be all good, and every time we have an event set up, we can basically run whatever. We might have some special ones for you guys in the future, so look forward to that.
Definitely. I definitely look forward to that. How are those squads coming around?
So far we only got 4 people. I don't have any more invites yet, so if any of you are active in the chat and haven't added me yet, make sure to do so. It's 9571, or just type in Kyro.
And that goes for all of you. Just send him a friend request and we'll get this show rolling. And of course, this is on the test server, so you have to be one of the approved testers to participate in this.
Right. And about that, in about 2 hours or so, that's going to be closed. So after this stream, there will be no more invites for Polygon being accepted in the recruitment. So make sure to go on the Facebook page and sign up for it. You can do so by checking them for the official page. I think we can get a link here. Let's see. And direct messaging the page, so you can tell them that, you know, I want to join, here's my email, and just state your platform with it, and you'll be good to go.
So, that's if you want to become one of the testers. Do what Kyro said. And where did you post that link? Did you try and post it in the chat? Or...
I haven't posted it yet. I was trying to get
it. I wasn't trying to stress you out, bro.
There you go. Put it in the chat now.
Slightly unsure if it suppresses links. It might do that.
It probably does, considering it's not blue for me right now, but you guys can just copy and paste that into your search bar for Google or whatever search platform you use.
I just now realized that our chat box ain't working.
Oh, on the stream, I see that.
Yeah.
This is the minimal view, guys. We put like a little... Oh, what happened? Oh, shoot.
Everything appeared at once. That was... This has been a weird day, man. This has been a weird day. I'm not even gonna bother.
Hey, at least everything is there now, so that if you didn't miss anything, just, you know, go back a few seconds and it'll just be all right there. Sum up the past few minutes or so. All right, well, anyone else gonna join? We got a few so far. I think we might. Let's see. We have enough for a 3 versus 3 so far, but if anyone else wants to join, just make sure to add me on the Polygon version. It's 9571.
Exactly. If you want to play with us, send a friend request to Kyro 9571. That's 9571. Let me see if I can unsuppress.
Also, make sure to develop some feedback after playing in these matches. We're trying to get as much as we can right now, and as it turns out, we haven't had a lot of time to actually be testing the features because everyone's been kind of distracted by the recent tournament that the Russians are sitting at right now, the Last Stand tournament, second season of it, which some really good clan matches have already played out. They'll be posting videos soon on their own Discord server, so make sure to check that out.
And as far as I can see, you should be allowed to post links here, so I don't know why we're not seeing them. I'm sorry about being quiet right now, guys. I'm trying to figure out a few things. We're We're just waiting to pick up a couple of more players so we can get these custom matches rolling.
Carbo Sexy will also be joining us for the stream, so make sure to see on his end because he's streaming on his own channel. I believe it might be on the Battle of Titans Espanol that's actually posting the chat right now.
Yeah, we should definitely had thought about that earlier, so we could have put up some links and stuff. There, I just posted a link to the registration for the test server. So follow that link if you want to join Polygon. You have 2 hours left until it closes. And Kyro, it seems like there's a lot of people in the chat posting IDs. I don't know if you're on that or if you're doing something else.
Yeah, I invited a few of them, but they didn't accept.
Ah, okay. General Disarray, welcome to the stream, man.
If you guys still don't have invites yet, make sure to repost because I either may have missed it or it just didn't go through. Hey Colton, he asks how is life? Life's great, man. We got all these new things to test out and there's gonna be a bunch more. Once we get to live release, it'll be 2.7 with all the features they've been showing on the roadmap. So there's still a lot of testing to do after this one. And that would also explain why the versions are a little different between the platforms, because technically Android, I believe, is showing 2.7, and that's just because that's what it's going to be on when it goes into live release. They don't update it every so like minor change we make to it like the test flight does for iOS. As far as I'm aware. I may be wrong.
Yeah, I believe you're correct in that it says 2.7. I was talking with some Android users about that just a few hours ago. And did you add Carlos yet?
Yeah, it seems like you had to use a different account.
32581.
Yeah. Colton asks where his EC is. It's probably stuck somewhere in Hyperion's bank. It usually gets all lost in there somewhere.
Or maybe they're stashed in Sunshine's marshmallows.
True. We'll probably run an event where you guys can smack him like a piñata.
Interesting. Are there anyone who hasn't gotten an invite yet?
Yep. I'm still waiting for Carlos to accept. I think he... Oh yeah, there he goes. Alright, we got him. We need one more and we can do at least a 5 versus 5. Diamake and Dad asked, what are you running in the dev hangar? So in the dev hangar, there's a few things I wanted to test out and see what's new with the line of sight that they've changed recently. We'll be running a Cormorant, which will have stings and sarissas on it. I know everyone loves those things. And yeah, there's been a few buffs to it that I know a lot of people are kind of going for and also not so much for because, you know, it's been a very debatable topic for so long. But yeah, we're gonna use those with radars on them and see they'll be good spotters for us. We'll also be using the Ravager, which is gonna generally just be the brawlers out on the field. We'll also have two lights, the Might and the Sean. Both I believe I put EM circuits on, but I also put some on the Ravager, so you can't just kind of go up to them, believe you're gonna shock them, and get their weapons off. It won't be that easy. Just remember, everyone's kind of got the same setup, so keep that in mind. They're all, except the Cormorant build, they all should be running Manglers, and the top weapon for the Ravager will also just be like the default hammer. It's all been tier 3 already, though.
Yeah, I was just about to ask about that. So these are maxed builds, right?
Yes. And later on, probably not on stream, we'll do a few more of these like another time this week and just try different tiers, because it's good to know where everything stands, not just tier 3.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. So we're still one man down, it seems like.
No, we're good. We got 5 versus 5 right now. Everyone's up.
Then hang on. My screen. Yeah, I lost the squad. I'm gonna restart my game.
Okay.
And so I should be back in about 5 seconds or so. Battle of Titans Espanol asks to be a spectator. There we go. Back in hangar, and my squad is showing the correct number of people, I believe.
Alright, for this one, since Carlos wants to be spectator, I'll be spectator too, so it'll still be balanced out. We should get this first one going and then see if there's more IDs later.
Yeah, interesting.
Alright. And by the way, we're not turning on any friendly fire, guys. That's not happening. Sorry.
Okay, that's good to know.
Alright, well, without further delay, we'll get started here in about 10 seconds.
So, no one leave hangar right now. Get ready to drop, everyone.
And here we go. Colton, Red Button HQ is actually located in Moscow.
I don't seem to have any flight button. Oh. I'm an idiot.
Are you good?
Yeah, I couldn't find my flight buttons, and I realized that was because I was in walk mode. Oh, I'm not sure if I like this Cormorant. It handles like battleship.
Just so you guys know, if you have questions about the game, what we plan for, and what kind of things we might be doing soon, just ask in the chat and I'll answer them. And remember, we're trying to get feedback for the game, so we know there's latency and lag issues with the test server. It's mostly strictly only on the tests. They can't really afford to have more than like a single server right now, I believe. But other than that, just make sure to see like if there's anything awkward, weird, or something that seems off. Just make note of it, write it down somewhere maybe after the match, and make sure to post it in our feedback sections in the Discord server, because we can get as much as we can right now, and it's good once everyone's got a consensus for what needs to be fixed. And it doesn't strictly have to be about like bugs or broken things either. If you feel like something in the balance could be configured a little bit, let us know. We can talk about it.
That's one of the great things about Kyro.
I see we got all these birds in the air fighting down these lights on the mountain.
Ooh. Bird got shocked.
I'm seeing some very devastating drop attacks from these corms right now. I'm pretty sure that's you, the camera guy.
Yeah, I'm that camera guy. Now, at least.
Uh-oh, someone's in a sticky situation. Each car's got multiple people in them. Yeah, he's down. Seeing the classic stretchy bits coming off the corm like it used to in the past. Every time it just gets destroyed, you see like this long slice of texture going across the map.
I really hate that yeah, your lock on, that there is no like target lock button, if you understand what I mean by that.
Yeah, like you can choose who you want to focus on and then just keep it on them whenever,
Yeah.
even especially when they get out of your line of sight and then come back. There's also been a discussion about a toggle button for enabling and disabling the aim assist, because there are some situations where it is really convenient to actually just shoot when you don't have the lock on.
That would be interesting, but in my opinion it's not necessary, which is not the case with a target lock button. Because if you are in the ooh, I almost got hit by a javelin. Because way too often your attack plan is ruined by some stray person running between you and your intended target, so as invalidating your targeting. Suddenly your aim will jump from the guy you're actually wanting to fire on to some completely different other guy.
I've also noticed you've already repositioned your reload button, which is a new feature in this polygon.
That's right, and I haven't gotten used to it yet. I was thinking of playing with a 4-button claw. No, 4-finger claw, sorry. But honestly, the old placement of that button is completely fine if you're playing on a tablet. Personally, I think we should fit at least one more Titan with stings into this equation.
Which one?
Anyone. Just a random sting type Titan.
Sure. I think the only one I have ready for like a tier 3 is the Nelly, so I'll get that one set up.
Sure.
Alright, well, you guys finished the match. Any comments about it? Anything interesting happen? Anybody salty they lost? Um,
I honestly don't have. I don't have any concrete feedback from that match, other than that I didn't like that core. But I think it's gonna be interesting to test the stings on an Ellie in a PvP setting. Because one of the other things we're testing out is a new aiming system. Isn't that right?
The line of sight, you mean?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so there was a version before this polygon that updated yesterday where some of the line of sight has been adjusted on the model, so where exactly they're able to see you from is not exactly, I'm not exactly sure where they moved it, but it should be more convenient for some of the Titans. I know we received feedback from some individuals about things like peaking and whatnot being inconvenient for some, so it would be good to know where that stands. And maybe later I'll put in Turbits, because it's probably the one that needs to be able to have line of sight when it's aiming with its weapons.
Yeah. Just a reminder to the viewers, if you want to play, send a friend request to Kyro. His player ID is 9571. That's 9571.
I can see you watched too many commercials earlier.
No, I don't actually watch commercials. There are ways around that. Sunshine
It'll be
asks,
just a moment before I accept more people. By the way, I'm getting the next tie-in ready.
yeah. Sunshine asks, did the Quorum accuracy boost only affect Torms and Manglers? And I think I can answer that for you, because Torms and Manglers were the ones who were debuffed earlier, so it makes sense that they're easing back on that debuff. That's at least that's my fan fiction. And at some point, I guess Kyro will chime in and tell us what he feels about that.
Would you mind pitching Bite Me again, because I didn't really hear what exactly the question was.
Sunshine asks, did the Quorum accuracy boost only affect Tormentors and Manglers?
I'm pretty sure it did, because I don't think the Sting follows the same set of rules or principles when it comes to accuracy. It really kind of has a homoning effect, rather. So I think it would be specified whether or not they would be affected by this. Although I'm not completely sure myself. I was not told any more specific details other than what was posted. Although it would be a good idea with this new build I'm putting in to see if you feel that it's any different. So, and if you experience any irregularities, like I remember a lot of people have been talking about how the stings kind of swing around Titans. Perhaps that could be optimized a little bit. All right, I think this is good to go now.
Interesting. I think there are a couple of people interested in participating as well.
All right, okay. Who do we got? I haven't gotten any new messages yet. Who are these people? Okay, they're in the
They're in the
Ansar
chat.
31831. Gotcha.
King of Death asks, "There's some mortar giveaway," and that's that's not correct at all. As far as I know, we're not doing any giveaways this stream.
Right, we're only here to just test things right now. We'll do one of those at another given time. But at the moment, we're just kind of focusing on getting as many matches as we can with the developer hanger.
And Carlos asks to be put on Team A.
Sure. If you guys haven't, now that I'm looking, please list your ID if you plan to join for this next match. Okay, Soundwave, gotcha.
And
Yeah,
then
so this time we'll try the desert map just to change things up a little bit.
Interesting.
I don't think anyone else is interested in joining it, so we can just get started.
Okay. So, everyone watching, get ready. We're dropping. It's interesting that these developer hangers, they'll make their own tiny metagame, sort of.
By metagame, do you kind of mean just like how things are balanced between the teams and how much they would vary depending on the setups they're given?
When everyone are running the same specific hanger with the same strengths and weaknesses. Let's say there's a game where there are no stings. So obviously builds that are countered by stings would be very good in that specific game. Even if those builds normally are close to unplayable because they're so heavily preyed upon by a common predator. If you get what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, it won't be kind of driven to like there's only one right choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see how many different ways people approach the game now that they're given a preset hanger. It'll be very interesting too when we get into things like tournaments and stuff as well, because it doesn't leave room for error. And I'm sure some of my clan buddies would surely forget to put in the javelin when they're getting ready. So this eliminates any kind of concerns about build setups and whatnot. So I noticed going into this match, almost nobody dropped a Nelly, except maybe one or two people. So I guess they're going for this scouting method before they drop in anything that's heavier. Colton, he asked if I've seen any Ilya gameplay yet. No, I
Probably
have not
isn't
because
any.
yeah, there is nothing to look at yet because they still have to rig the model up and make sure it functions as it should. They're still doing concepts for how exactly it will function. So there's a little bit of preparation going into that right now, but obviously they still have to focus on getting this next update out. So given time, we'll be able to show you guys some gameplay footage of it once it's ready. Sam DeYoung asks, "Who is that? Where are you, Salty?" I'm the new Salty, just so you know. I'm a hyena.
Yeah, I'm still here, Sam DeJong, and the guy you're listening to is our community manager, Kyro.
Hello, hello. Also, I see that Cactus is in the chat now.
Better
And we
be
got
careful
Voyager
then.
as well. Fuzzy brain. So far, this is coming across very balanced, which is not surprising.
I think the themes looked pretty balanced as well, so...
Alright. Colton, you want to be the first to see the Hilaire moment? No. I think everyone can get to see it at the same time. I think it'd be more fair that way. Although whoever gets to have the opportunity to play it first, now that might be different. But we'll see. Hey Future, welcome to the stream.
Future! Uh-oh. The lights behind us.
Sadly, Disarray, there's no giveaways. Not this stream.
I'm really paranoid. There's this one light dude running around behind our lines. And I'm in an alley.
Yeah, you should be scared. Voyager, we're currently in a match, so I can't invite anyone right now. But I'll make sure to grab you in the next one. Looks like Van Dyke is struggling in his Nelly. He doesn't have any weapons on it, just strolling around. Yeah, it's his last one, I believe.
Yeah, I'm having fun, man. I'm having fun. But I'm pretty sure that this new line of sight thingy is a functional nerf, at least for Sting Nully. And I don't really have any good suggestions for how to balance that either.
Well, if you remember from before, its range was nerfed, so maybe that could be tempered with a little bit. And you have to keep in mind the new line of sight also takes into account like other people's stills. So as long as you still have people you're playing with, scouting for you and playing smart, especially if they're on Disc or on comms with you, if you're playing with a clan or something, it could do wonders for you still. There's cases where you couldn't see them anyways, but with the line of sight of another Titan, you can kind of shoot 'em from unexpected areas. So it's got that flexibility around terrain that it can still take advantage of. It's just a matter of its, mobility that kind of limits it when you're fighting battles that are mostly ranged. But let us know what your guys' thoughts are too.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Cactus says they might need their range back.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make up an opinion about this just yet. I need to play some more before I can even start considering how I really feel about this. But I definitely feel a lot more helpless in a Sting Nelly, and honestly, Sting Nelly ain't a build that do well in solo play as it is. So
That's true. I mean, there's a lot of cases you can make for it where it's like it doesn't really get as much damage potential. So in the long run, you're kind of just losing out on EC using it anyways. Things like that. So efficiently, you probably want to use manglers on most of your builds.
Deathspade is saying, change Stings to have a similar mechanic as Ceresis and Vulcan with a new line of sight, so no more changes to javelins. My point for this stream for discussion. So I guess he wants us to make things into like mini Ceresas, and honestly, I wouldn't mind that, man.
When you say mini Ceresas, do you just mean like a single volley that all goes in together? Like 1 point of damage?
I think that's kind of up for discussion, but more like take away their heat-seeking function and give them just that they fire in a straight line, and otherwise keep them more or less the same, just balance for damage and range, obviously.
It looks like he said yes to the earlier statement I made, so it does seem like he just wants it to be like a mini javelin.
Mini javelin? No, I don't think that. Future wants to be added.
Yep, I got him.
Okay.
And Let's switch things up a little bit. All right, I do kind of want a few more people joining us today, so I will consider giving something away if we can get an 8 versus 8.
Did you hear that, guys? Giveaway if we get an 8 versus 8. Come play with us. Death Spade says, not Javelin, lol. Sarissa or Vulcan, lol. I'm staying on stream bit, gotta
Okay.
go get Kiddo.
I'm not sure how it would function like a Vulcan, but I guess if it was like a mini shotgun, I suppose. But then it's kind of just like a mini version of Vulcan.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the mini Vulcan either, but I don't see a reworked Sting as a mini shotgun. It would be easier to imagine them as like a mini Sarissa.
Also, Cactus, you don't have to get set up. We're using the developer hangar. It's already all set up for us.
For those of you wanting to join and to speed up the process, send Kyro a friend request. His pilot ID is 9571. That's 9571. Insignificant duck. So how does pre-configured hangar work? Basically everyone has the same hangar. Also, for those of you who want to join, make sure you have the latest version of test server. And for iOS, that should be 2.6.9. And I guess Polygon is just straight up 2.7.
Alex Rodriguez says he can't get an invite for some odd reason. I've invited him like 5 times now, but none of them seem to be going through.
Alex, restart the app. And if that doesn't work, you will have to restart your device. And then it should work after that.
Also, make sure you're using the polygon version since we're not on the normal live version of the game.
He has a polygon ID. Mr.
Okay.
Duck, test server is open to all, but you need to register and be accepted. And registration is open for just 2 more hours. That's possibly just 1.5 hours now. I'll post the link to registration in just a second. It's on the official Facebook page of the game. Scrappy says, everybody check the polygon, it got updated yesterday. And Mr. Duck, the test server is also known as Polygon. And some people also call this a beta test. So that's 3 different terms for basically the same thing.
Essentially.
Yeah. Alex Rodriguez, 3054-1.
Alright, he finally got the invite through.
Beautiful. Ansar asks what the range of Fulgur on this pre-hanger. Well, no one knows. That's kind of the thing. Well, obviously the developers
left
know.
earlier, correct?
Deathspade left to go get his kid. Yes, that's correct. So you could probably just spectate him. Yeah. Hyperion wants an invite, Kyro.
You know the drill.
Hyperion, you either need to send Kyro a friend request or tell us your pilot ID.
I think I found his.
Mr. Duck, you better go register for the test server and then come right back here afterwards. You won't be accepted to the test server until after this stream ends, but odds are we're gonna do more streams from test server before this go live. And this is the last chance to register, just I guess 1.5 hours, possibly just 1 hour until registration closes.
Yeah, we won't close it until after the stream, at least, just so you know.
And if we manage to get a single 8 versus 8 going, we are apparently doing a giveaway. Have you considered what you're eventually gonna give away? Or hypothetically gonna give away?
I have not. I'm actually still thinking about it. But it depends, I guess. Let's say we'll do a Vulcan. Just one Vulcan though. And it'll be a tier 2.
A tier 2 Vulcan. That's not too shoddy. That's a weapon currently only available for real money, unless you're exceptionally lucky in the black market.
But remember, guys, we gotta get to 8 versus 8 first before we even consider that.
Indeed, we need an 8 versus 8 to be able to do a giveaway. So come play with us, guys.
I'll give it about a minute. If I don't see another ID, we'll just get started.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Van Dive left.
Yes, I saw that comment.
Yep, we need 4 players, but we'll go ahead and get started this one, so even pick up more later. Alright guys, 10 seconds.
Nobody leave. 10 seconds until we do a 6 versus 6.
Alright, here we go.
One of you bastards better protect me. I'm gonna be such a sitting duck here, man. oh. Oh no. There's 3 of us. Oh my god.
Scrappy immediately going in to focus me. Didn't go so well. Ah.
I see you, Cactus. I see you jumping around there, man. Uh-oh. Help!
My armor's already gone? Jeez.
Oh, I missed my jump. Ugh. I'm fucking up, guys. I'm fucking up here.
This match is very bizarre. How is he not dead? Looks like someone got disconnected.
That's what I all say. Ooh, oh. Oh, god damn.
Oh,
I hate climbing
two
this
weapons.
motherfucking hill. Yeah, became kind of obsessive there. What do you call it? Tunnel vision.
Yeah. It seems to be happening to everyone. Get away from me, Scrappy. I don't like you. Don't do it. I'll give you whatever you want. You could have spared me. Wow, this flipped really quick. Man, that thing's beefy. I can't believe a full clip from 2 manglers and something that's on fire survives. Oh my god, it's gone back and forth with these scores. This is fun though. It's nice.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, did I get hit by that for real? Ah.
That was an exceptionally beautiful play. Don't you agree? A pilot that piloted that Ravager must be both handsome and talented.
Yeah, it's very surreal seeing everyone use the same setups. And yeah, everyone is just everywhere. I could have played my Ravager a lot better. I took a volley and it basically made me go from like full health to 0 real quick.
Good games, guys. Good games.
Yeah, good games, guys. Colton asked one of our thoughts on War Robots back in 2015. I didn't play it in 2015. In fact, I didn't play the game until much later on when it was like released on Android, I think. So yeah, I don't really know much about War Robots to begin with, but I do see a lot of the controversy about between this game and that game, the comparisons a lot of people make. But in general, I thought probably just like how most games go when they get really popular and then they get bought by somebody, is it probably was a lot better before they started adding in a lot of things that didn't need to be in that game. I think one of the biggest caveats were the implementation of consumables, especially.
Yeah, definitely. And especially seeing how those consumables often translated into buying for real money.
Exactly.
That's a
And there's
never-ending black hole.
and there's all kinds of things you could talk about, especially the whole gambling aspect of the game. There's some videos out there that kind of go to show just really how corrupted it can be. But I'm not gonna get into that in the stream.
No, that's probably wise, you being an official employee of a competing firm and everything.
Well, it's simply just I don't know enough about that game, so. But yeah, regardless, what did you guys think? Like, that match went really well, but I don't have a conclusive thought about the Sting still. You know, there's a lot of things to consider still, like the MEO setups. I believe someone was talking about how this was enjoyable because there was no real stealth long range builds involved. So you know, there's still that to consider when people are kind of like bunched up together, hanging back with Sarissas or hammers. It can affect things greatly.
Well, stealth is only annoying for those who don't have teammates or don't use radars. But the current metagame, best Titan, is definitely the Sarissa MAO, and there are so many good Sarissa MAO builds out there right now. It's the champion build, so of course a lot of player experience kind of fatigue related to playing that build, both playing it and both piloting it and having it as an opponent. It's
well, then let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
What would you specifically change about the MEO then? Is there anything specifically that needs to be changed, or is it just something like there's a few things here and there in the balance that just could use a small adjustment?
Honestly, I feel the MAO is good as it is, and so are the Sarissas. I think that we shouldn't nerf anything in that build, on that Titan. We should rather work to buff their counters, kind of. If you understand what I'm saying.
Right. I see what you're saying. Yeah. You don't want it to become just an irrelevant piece in the meta game again, just because, like last time I remember, it used to be not only really fast, but it hit like a truck.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of toned down from then since. So it might be in a more ideal position. There's just a lot of strategies that it counters, but more so than other Titans may.
We have a couple of commenters here. Kraken says MAOs don't need a change, it just need more counters, like buffing lights agility. And Cactus chimes in, buff lights. And even if Victor M says especially the might, and Voyager says buff Terp and Inquisitor. And I'm not gonna comment on or give my personal opinion on the specific suggestions, but suggestions along these lines definitely. Buff the things that counters the MAO and the Sarissa MAO.
Right. Well, just keep this in mind, guys. We need to fill in the feedback channels on the Discord. That's mostly where we're kind of considering these things, because you can say buff or nerf a Titan, but we need specifics. What exactly do you want changed about something? Where does the issue lie? Things like that. We kind of have to be more specific when we're talking about constructive feedback, because anyone can say this Titan is super powerful, but who really knows when they're just like, okay, it's strong, but what do we change about it? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many ways to go about something, but we need people to throw out ideas at us. What kind of things could we do to mix things up so it's interesting for everyone? With the idea of everything being relevant. We want long range to be good and short range to be good, mid range to be good, but it needs to be able to counter something while also being countered by another thing. It kind of plays that rock paper scissors role in the meta currently, and we kind of want to keep building off of that. We don't want something to feel like it's a lesser thing of something else. And there's definitely a lot of upgrades that could be optimized considering that, because there's many things that we have set up. Like I remember one of your previous videos about the cormorant you'd recently mentioned. No one really uses any leg upgrades for it. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't say change the whole dynamic of it, but you could focus on a few aspects of it that would benefit it in some way, whereas it would make that kind of feature useful to it rather than neglecting something that's already in the game,
Yeah,
make use of the resources we have.
Exactly. Like giving it better speed and agility on ground, and maybe nerfing it in flight to make it more of an all-rounder, make it be not useless on the ground, but kind of have the option of speccing into that build.
Yeah. So just remember, guys, don't devolve this conversation in the chat. I'm seeing a lot of buff and nerf. You guys are very funny. But just make sure, write your thoughts down. It's not just us that are considering these things. I'm not going to be like, oh, we decided this thing's too strong, so we should just nerf it. We don't do things that way. We need feedback by a lot of people to really come to a conclusion. It's very hard to really draw conclusions when there's really nothing to really start from. That's why we're doing all of this. So we won't get everything done. We won't get everything covered. But at least today, I'd like you guys to kind of take this something away from this and be like, okay, I didn't feel comfortable running this build, and here's why.
And
just as an example.
Yeah, I will also wait a minute. Buff Android graphics, says Pat Hyperion. Well, what I was gonna say. Personally, I feel like buffing the agility of Light Titans would definitely help make them both more relevant and better against the MAOs of this world.
If I remember,
specifically better against Hammer and Sarissa MAO. And if Lights became stronger against them, then maybe we'd see Vulcan MAO become like a significant build in the whole meta. That would be interesting.
Right. I specifically remember there was one change that affected its jump as well. And if I recall, it makes it somewhat less responsive than it used to be, or at least it feels more delayed than it used to be. Whereas it's very unreliable. Like, we should look into those kind of things. Like, we could say like, oh, there's nothing wrong with it, but the developers see something else. They don't really get the errors that we see on our mobile devices and our emulators or other things. There's all kinds of stuff. So always keep in mind, if it bothers you, there's probably something wrong about that feature. I mean, it could be as simple as sound design. Let's say the sound of your footsteps go desynced after a while or something. That should not be happening. There's reasons behind that can be fixed, little details that we really got to cover. So just list them down somewhere, think about it, talk with your friends, set up experimental battles, because we have custom game mode now, and you can do that. You can go play them as long as you want. There's a match timer to just not be distracted by anything, and just see what are the causes of anything that's kind of inhibiting your experience to play the game as it's intended. Don't just assume something is a feature because it's there. Go with your gut and be like, I feel like something should change, and here are my ideas for it. We can all talk about this.
I remember for the longest time I was pretty annoyed by the fact that sprinting backwards or sideways would be slower than sprinting straight ahead. And I complained about it a lot, but eventually I got down and tested it with Cactus one evening. And we found out that it was a specific bug with a specific line of devices. And until that point, the feedback I'd given wasn't concrete enough for the devs to be able to do anything about it. But after me and Cactus tried it out with controllers, we were able to provide enough data for the developers to fix it. So that's a problem that no longer exists, because 2 players did some research and gave some feedback.
Yeah, and anyone can do that. It's not just limited to like a specific few people in like the administration or, people that are just involved with the development team. Everyone has access to the feedback channels. All you have to do is assign yourself a role in the Discord server or give me a mention from anyone that knows me, and we can look into it. We can start an investigation. We can see why problems exist, because there's a lot that just can be easily overseen. There's so many ways they have to code these things and make up for lost time and low management for the roadmap, that they have to consider what options they have, that there's only so many things they can do with. Like, for example, there was a lot of discussion about how these custom game modes would be implemented, but eventually they just came to the conclusion that we already have a UI set up for the custom hanger. It will just make it an additional option, and it works just fine, and it probably saved the money in the long run. But it's little things like that people don't really think much about. We appreciate good ideas that people come up with, and if they help the game in any way, we're very open to testing them out. Yeah, it can be very difficult to really, pick and choose what exactly should be the focus, though, because everyone knows here that the developer team is only so large or small enough that it can only handle a few priorities at the same time. So you have to keep in mind that we're trying to get things done by deadlines, and it can be very difficult to even get those features done. So not every time are we able to get everything fixed before it goes into live, but at the same time, it's good to keep on thinking about the problems you have with the game and how you think they can get fixed, because there really is no real right or wrong answer when people are discussing these things. You could have one type of balance or you could have another, but we have to grow a consensus about what everyone wants for the most part. Like, the more people we have agreeing about something, the more likely it's going to be fixed. And they see that, and we've seen efforts trying to make the game improved. So we're always listening and we're always watching out for new feedback and ways to explore the game in ways we haven't before. There's that whole introduction with the new Titan that may even include new gimmicks. The introduction of using being the first Titan that has arms. So just throw in your ideas about it. What do you think about it? Is it good?
Yeah,
Is it bad?
don't let me say online what I think about those arms.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan.
That's also part of controversy. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people are, and
yes,
if they decide that it's gonna just be part of the game, it's just gonna be part of the game. But that doesn't mean we have to neglect it. Yeah, we hear about that. Yeah, chicken wings, Victor M says. Yeah, and Disarray says no chit chat in the feedback section. Yeah, try to stay on topic in those channels, or you may have to deal with him every so often.
Yes, indeed. It's weird that it's so hard to remember, but apparently it is.
It is, yeah, because there's so much to talk about sometimes, and one idea leads to another. Sunshine says, what about adding 0.5 to 1 second lock on to jabs and not touching line of sight? So he basically wants like a delayed lock on before they actually are launched, is what he's suggesting. And that would only be for the javelins. Presumably not affecting stings at all, so that way you kind of get like the middlemen between those two. It's interesting to think about. I'm not too sure because they I don't know, they already have ideas about how line of sight's going to work for future weapons, because there was the whole discussion before about how zoom will work, and essentially it probably won't have any kind of aim assist. It will need line of sight no matter what. But yeah, I don't know much about what they're going to go or have planned with the line of sight as far as development goes. Scared you all the way up there and now you're getting shocked.
Yeah. Not my brightest moment.
That Sean pilot must be amazing.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know how to pronounce her name, Rishab Jain or whatever. I probably just slaughtered. But he says he loves the new Titan design. He wish he could grab things from its hands like small Titans or weapons that fall off other Titans. He basically wants it to be like the scrapyard Titan and just pick up any weapon that falls down and use it. That's kind of funny to think about. Because you could just like pick up a hammer and start shooting at someone.
We have a player called Only Sting, please.
Slap this, Sean. I'm not so sure about picking things up, but who knows? It's got like 2 arms. They can do different things that other Titans can't do. So I imagine what they would do is make it so that it can shoot around terrain more specifically than other Titans. There's something out of reach because it's blocked off, but there's a little overhang. Perhaps it could, lift the arms to shoot around it or something. Kind of how like, there's not many good examples, but how like some other shooting games you can shoot around the corners and stuff. Perhaps something like that. One of my main concerns with it, though, is just the sheer firepower it may have. If they do plan to give it a backpack of sorts or like a special medium weapon, you could potentially have very devastating firepower. So I've spoken about this, but I've considered the thought of maybe even introducing something different than that, like maybe a lighter alternative to that. Just something possibly with like the ammunition users or whatever, and allowing it to do light damage but be more accurate in a sense. That way it's like more geared towards fighting lighter Titans, whereas this would probably be like after our previous discussion about potentially buffing them, because right now they don't need more disadvantages against heavier variants.
Not at all, man. They are too often at a disadvantage.
Right. But similar to how we've discussed the javelins, that could be potentially way better with the sprint compared to just having the Inquisitor on the turrets that really doesn't have any kind of special maneuvering. It's very limited in that aspect. And team play can be great, but so can a heavy that can run and shoot and has a laser and can jav or mortar.
Yeah, it will have a unique weapon, and it will have a medium special, and it will have a special ability, and yeah. It
Yeah, so-
honestly sounds like a much better Turpitz.
A Turpitz with a javelin and can run and maybe kick. Who knows?
Yeah.
Kick or slap people.
And the only thing it doesn't have is the Inquisitor. And let's be honest, the Inquisitor is decent, but it's not the best weapon. It has a lot of damage, but it takes forever to reload and has really slow bullets, and yeah.
Alright, does anyone else want to join us, by the way? We still need 4 people to get that 8 versus 8 going. We only have so long left. I think, yeah, I'm only going to be available for 30 more minutes today. Are you going to still stream, Salty?
We'll see about that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but I don't think we're going to be doing a very long stream today.
Okay. Hyperion. Unfortunately, no, I can't add Martians to the polygon, and I probably wouldn't anyways. It's not really meant to be tested, you know? It's just a skin, so yeah, we're not going to be messing around with that too much, at least right now. I know some goofball out there is going to be like, we can buff the Turpitz by giving it arms.
Yes, indeed. There would be long, low-hanging arms suspended from that crossbar section thingy.
Not exactly how I imagined it. I kind of imagined those pillars as being like wings, and it would just have tiny raptor hands in front of it.
Indeed, that's funny.
Alright, well, I'm not saying any names or IDs, so I guess we can just go again. Everyone's ready, so.
Last call. Any new players that want to join us?
King Def asks if the host of the custom game has Martian Hanger, can we play with their Martians? I'm not certain, but most likely, I believe if they do have one, it recognize it and allow you to use it. But I'm not sure if the
Do you
development
have
team
a
has any
norm?
plans.
Yeah, of course. You only have the special developer hanger we are playing.
Yes. Yes, and it's the same as the other Polygon accounts essentially. Unfortunately, we have
Yes,
not
of course.
implemented any changes for the EC limit, so we're still limited in the funds as well, which kind of is annoying a little bit because that also means I'm limited with the dev hanger as well.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
All right, let's go again then.
Okay, 6 versus 6 coming right up. No, don't go the mountain pass. But he didn't even grab the spoon. Okay.
We got 2 lights on our side in the spawn. They're going for a mound pass again.
You know we're on different teams, right?
Yes, I know. I know like half of them are also stream sniping you right now.
I can't imagine they doing something like that, man.
How dare you say that about my subscribers? Also, don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, indeed.
Now here comes devastation all of a sudden. I also do feel like the spawn points could be adjusted a little bit, just because sometimes I feel like it's predetermined depending on how good or bad your spawn point is. Because it's obvious that sometimes, you know, it's more preferable to be near the mountain, but when you do the side spawns on this map, it kind of leaves the one on the spawns in the crash ship wanting more, essentially. Because the side that drops in on the mountain side just has a lot of higher terrain that they can take advantage of, which obviously gives them a huge advantage. And you
Yeah.
can talk the same about like the pillars in the desert map, you know.
Definitely.
You got that, guys? Write that down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nope. Oh, okay, I'm dead. Who's this guy and why does he have a camera?
I guess he probably got that camera because he was some really brilliant fellow.
I just took a nuke to the knee. King of Death says we should give him VIP in the polygon. Unfortunately, if you, well, I guess we could technically, but restarting your account or whatever to get more EC, it'll just go away anyways. But I could look into asking them if they could do that. Although that would mean you need to make sure you haven't already spent it all, so.
I think they mean like standard for every account at every
Right,
test
like
server.
as soon as they start. But I think it's like manually given to them.
Okay.
I'll ask though. Colton Miller asks, "How did I get my Martians? Did it come with the job?" I think my job comes with a little more than just the Martians, sir. Essentially, I got them a long time ago. Actually, it's been like how many years now? Maybe 2. When was the first few Martian events?
It was that first summer, so 2 years ago.
Oh wow! Gosh, it's been that long already. Okay, well, anyways, my first legitimate Martian was the Sean that I earned barely, and yeah, getting into those matches and getting a good score, you basically had to be one of the top players back then to even achieve that feat, because I know people like P2 were getting 16K in one match, which obviously did wonders for their position because he got a Turpitz, which later on he exchanged for 3 Sean's Martians. And yeah, so basically you had to place in top 5 or so, and you'd be given a Martian depending on where you placed. And you could ask them, if you got a Nelly, you could be like, oh, can I get a 2 Sean's instead? Or if you got Turpitz, can I get a Nelly and 1 Sean? You could kind of work things around. And before it was kind of difficult for them to get rid of them, and I can kind of understand why, just without the console works for us. But essentially they would give you the Martians, and then they wouldn't take the Martian you earned away after doing so. So if you asked for 3 Martian Seans, well, you had the 3 Martians, but you still had the Turpitz anyways. So it was kind of awkward back then.
But I only have exceptional level of incompetency or laziness. I'm still honestly so shocked about that. The devaluation of that skin based on a single individual's job performance, man. Oh my god. And that skin is supposed to be legendary, almost impossible to get.
Well, $1,000 worth at least, according to the pre-ICO days. So, but yeah, essentially that one was legitimate. And then there was something going on with the a channel that was the headquarters channel from server. I'm sorry, from Berserk. It was the old CM. Essentially, what was happening was a few handful of people were chosen to be part of that group where we could kind of talk about things with him and sort things out, because that was kind of the mini version of what we have now at the community. Some reliable players could speak up about some things, not as much as they can now, I would say, but he was basically allowing some players to get Martians, and that's essentially how I got my other 2, because it was just pick 2, whatever 2, and it was only a day that you could do that. So yeah, that's essentially how I got my 3. I'm not proud of how I got my 3, but the first one, I would say the Sean was legitimate, and I'm pretty happy about that. So
yeah, I also
before it was
want
a big thing for me, and I'm sure
I won a Sean in the European section of that competition, and
yeah,
I worked my ass off for that Sean. I played a whole day, man. I played from the day started until the competition ended, and my thumbs were so sore.
yeah, I did the same on mine as well. And I know we got a lot of mites stuff nobody wanted, because it was only the last days that they would give out the Martians.
Good games, Ansar. Thank you for joining.
But yeah, and now it's just I'm a developer, so I can literally just print Martians, but I'm not that crazy.
No, luckily,
I know.
and sadly for your friends, I think most of your friends would go easy on, a slight amount of nepotism here.
I get a lot of people who actually personally message me after asking for help, saying, can I have a Martian? Something silly like that.
Yes.
Can I have all the EC to fill it up? It get a lot of personal asks, but I could never actually, just because it should not be allowed to begin with. No one should ever
Exactly.
even have to ask something like that because, it's a prized possession in the game. Everyone desires that for a reason. It's unique and it's limited.
And for it to stay that way, it needs to be unique and limited, and that means not everyone can have them.
Yeah. So as long as Sunshine doesn't get Martians, we're always good.
Yes.
As long as we ensure that. We gotta make
Definitely,
100%.
definitely.
No Martians for Sunshine. And we'll be good.
Just to be clear here, we got a whole clan of people who all agree that they'll do everything in their power to stop Sunshine from getting Martians.
It's not even limited to the clan. I think the whole community as a whole knows that he does not deserve a single one, for sure. Not today, not tomorrow, not next year.
Should we do another game? It doesn't seem like we are attracting new players, sadly. We do have over 20 spectators, so I'm a bit surprised we don't have any takers.
Alright, so I just got an update from the boss, and he tells me that in the next big update, quote unquote, we'll be able to surpass the EC limit in Polygon.
Nice.
So that should be relatively soon, guys, because like I said, release is going to be 2.7, and that should include all the features shown on the roadmap, if not most of the important ones, I would say. But considering that is pretty major, we should see that coming in pretty soon. So
yes, indeed.
I'm looking forward to all of it, and I know everyone's been talking about it in the chat, really looking forward to mortars. It's probably the one thing I really want in this game because I have an artillery bias.
Indeed. Carlos wants to be put on spectator, and there are people who want us to play the game.
I can join spectator with them, no problem. And we still have enough for a 4 versus 4.
If chili beef salad is still around.
That's very unfortunate for the giveaway, though. It does not look like we're going to be able to do one.
No. That's sad. That's sad.
But hey, we tried. And we still had fun. We got to test some things, and I'm very happy about that,
Chili beef salad, are you still with us? Otherwise, I think Kyro, you'll have to put him out of the squad and substitute yourself.
Carlos, you said, right?
No, chili beef salad.
Oh. Yeah, okay. That works.
And yeah, I think we need to explain that no Martians for Sunshine is like it's a long-running joke. It's over a year now. He used to really want them, and we started joking around with it.
Yeah, we love the guy. That's why we mess with him.
But let's start a 4 versus 4.
Alrighty. But this time the camera guy is gonna be on my side. Alright. That way we get all the good angles.
Okay.
Soundwave, unfortunately we don't have enough to do 5 versus 5 right now, even if I do invite. But this will be the last one for the stream that I'm part of.
Yeah, it will probably be in the last match of this stream. And if that disappoints anyone, I'll just have to apologize. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, and I had last-minute technical difficulties with my streaming rig that I was only able to fix 5 minutes before the stream started.
We might have lost somebody, and I don't see the enemy team anywhere. Oh, was that them across there? I see one on the other side. Oh, there
But
they are.
yeah, we seem to have lost at least one person. So let's restart it then.
Okay, yeah. So just leave this match, guys, and we'll get started the new one.
Andrew Brooks says you banished me to spectation.
Sorry about that. I thought you said Chili was wanting to be spectator.
No, I said that he was shown as offline.
Oh, okay. My bad. Just a little lag. Okay. Colton says, I guess when the game dies and devs move on, no more Martians for anyone. I don't know exactly what you mean by that, but I'm sure Martians will still exist. Maybe. At least in art. If
What?
that did happen.
Oh, no, sorry. I got scared there for a second. So, 4 versus 4 coming right up.
Alright, let's get started here in 10 seconds.
Nobody move.
Colton, not entirely true. They don't only, or they're not only given by the developers. You can technically win them in the leaderboards, but right now they're tinkering with it because there's been a few exploits found that they still need to fix. So we have not reintroduced it into the game by official means because of that. So, but in some cases, yes, you can get it without our like a official input or anything like that. You're just good at the game, you can just get one naturally.
I didn't dodge that javelin like a fool. No! I'm getting agitated here, man.
It's not good for your blood pressure, bro. So this is kind of what I mean. You can see that fuzzy brain up there, aka Voyager's on the mountain, and I'm kind of just stuck down here below him. I can't really do much about that because the spawn points kind of predetermine that. But it's obviously a really good advantage for him to be up there.
You're talking about the spawn point in the mountain pass.
Just the normal spawn points you begin with. So like you know how we're like on
Yeah,
the
okay.
sides of the map.
Yeah, they're mountainside.
It's
Yeah,
it's not balanced essentially. Is what I'm getting at.
I
Like
agree.
one side has to deal with being at like a lower altitude.
No.
And wow, just like that one jab took 2 of my weapons.
Yeah.
I wonder how that even happens, or if it was just some sort of like leniency. I didn't see something hit me.
It happened pretty regularly on live, man.
Just ran in a whole circle trying to avoid those guys who chased me everywhere. Martians are tier 3 no matter what, usually, Colton. There has not been like any tier 2 or tier 1 introduced into the game. Oh, he got sniped by a Jove. Wow.
No.
So slippery. And I got 2 now. I think I got 1. I'm out. Watch out near our spawn though. Voyagers around there in the Sean.
Nice one, Cactus. And watch out!
It looks like whoever UA Kyro disconnected on our team.
So that's game.
Yep. It was a defeat at a tie. That's funny.
Well,
good games, everyone. That was like really fun.
yeah, it was. I enjoyed that. Should we try and sum up what we've learned? Have we learned anything?
Have we learned anything? That is a good question. Well, I think we definitely did mention like the Sean's jump could be improved a little bit. Speed of White Titans, maybe. There's a few things about Javelin we discussed, so that's open to more experimentation. There's no conclusive thoughts. Stings, yeah, same thing, no conclusive thoughts. The balancing of spawn points could be improved for sure.
Yeah. I feel like the line of sight restrictions are non-existent if you have a good team. And if you don't have a good team, it makes Stingnelly close to unplayable.
Is that a good or bad thing, though? I think we should leave that to the community to decide, because I feel like in some ways it does benefit to have a good team, and it should be encouraged in some aspects. But there was that suggestion from Sunshine about having the lock-on delay for the Javelin, which I'm not entirely against. So I mean,
personally, I don't see the problem with just reverting the Javelin to how it was from start until 2.4, because it wasn't a problem then. But going back to Titans only being playable in a good team, that's basically what we have with the Turpits right now. You rarely see people play Turpits in solo queue when you get up in high cap ranges.
Right. I'm not exactly sure what they could change, or if they even needs to be changed in some aspects, but I am totally open to looking into the feedback and checking people's ideas of what they have to throw at us. So it would be good to just see what options we have, and later on see those get implemented into the polygon. So go ahead and check out the feedback section, guys, and make sure to just list your thoughts. Be very open-minded, be critical. Do whatever you can to really say something, because right now we need as much as we can get. Especially when, the balance has improved so much since last year. Before it used to not be any question what you could use, but now people are starting to think a lot more about what they're going to use. There's still things like the Vulcan, it's very touchy subject where it's like you don't want it to be OP, but you want it to be useful. But what situation are those? Oh, maybe around corners or things like that, where speed's like an emphasis, or sometimes like the bully could also be improved. There's all kinds of things we could talk about, especially like Beacon, for instance. There's this whole debate going on about should its functionality change to be more involved in the game, or can there still just be tweaks? They're just a lot easier to do. Think about it, discuss it, put it in our conversations in the Discord, get people thinking about it, and I'll definitely take a look at it.
Indeed.
All right, guys, that's it for me. But I mean, I had a lot of fun. I really like to do this again and see where things stand in the next Polygon. So I look forward to streaming with you again, Salty.
Definitely, always a pleasure, bro. And so you're closing registration in just a few minutes, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I'll probably give it like a few more minutes.
Yeah.
But,
so
it'll be
I'm posting the link to register for the test server now in the chat. Follow that link, do the registration thingy, and Kyro will make sure you get included in the test server.
I would take a screenshot or something, by the way, of this team so you know who to invite back into if you're still continuing.
Oh, no, we are ending the stream now.
Okay.
It's pretty late and I have stuff to do tomorrow. So,
Alright, you guys all take care.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, bro. And thanks to you guys for watching and commenting and playing with us. It's always a pleasure, and I always have a lot of fun doing it. That's why I do it. I'm guessing all that's left to say is, yeah, like and subscribe, and see you next time.